Is this delayed or what? I'll get used to this eventually. Right, that'll do. Another morning workout, day 3. The same workout again. 50 press ups, 50 upright rows, 50 shoulder press, 50 kettlebell swings, 50 crunches. Same again. First workout of the day. How's everyone doing? Is it delayed? Someone let me know. Is the picture good? Is the sound good? Give me something. I even got the... I'm 2 minutes in and I haven't started the workout, and I've only got 30 minutes to complete the workout. Someone let me know. Can't see. Right. All good, appreciate it, thank you. 50 press ups. If you don't know, if you haven't been watching, 50 press ups, 50 shoulder press, 50 bent over rows, 50 swings, 50 crunches. I'll do the 50 press ups, 50 in a row. With all the other exercises, as long as you do the 50 reps within the 30 minutes, you're good to go. Right. And I'll be answering questions in between. Won't take long. We just bang out these 50. Ten. 20. 30. 40. 50. Could hear my voice crack on that 40. Look, what? How come you're not at work? What's going on? What's your routine? I started a bit later today. I was doing some stuff. Are you at work? Are you at school? Are you at home? Yeah, so I'm doing this. If you don't know, I'm doing this because I got a strike on my channel. Impressions went down 80%. So, because it's being suppressed purposely, that's not speculation, I've been told it is. It's in a recovery stage. Could take a couple of weeks or could take a couple of months. Doing this type of stuff kind of forces the algorithm. You know, this will pump up my watch minutes and my watch hours or whatever it is. And as long as you guys are interacting with me, they'll know, oh, this channel's fine, we don't need to restrict it or pull it in the gain interest phase and just let me get back to where I was. So uploading every day, live streaming every day, and I'll get it back to where it was. All the sky. You know, Poland is like the new trendy thing. We all love Poland now. My girl's from Poland. Everyone wants to move to Poland now. That's like marketing as well. Who's that guy? Is he like a politician, like a Polish politician? And he speaks really good English. And he's on all the platforms and he's giving interviews, you know, telling everyone how good Poland is. Now, everyone in England, their dream is to live in Poland. And the Polish people are like, we don't want you. All of a sudden, it's good marketing. Poland's a nice place to live. But if we go over there, what does that mean for the people that live in Poland? You know? There's not a bunch of job opportunities in Poland, so the people that will be moving over there will be people that are already financially secure. So they're trying to attract wealthy people to come live in Poland. After a certain amount of years, there'll be more opportunities in Poland, which will make working class people go over there too. What does that mean for the Polish people? I'm ranting now, but I'll get wound up when I see stuff like that. Shout out to Poland now. Okay. 50 bent over rows. $15. Halfway done on them. Yeah, I was just ranting about Poland. Where have the rest of you from? Where are you watching me from? I think only like 40% of my audience is from UK. I think 20 is from US, and then the rest all around the world. Forcing you to work out before bed. Them night shifts. What night shift did you work? Are you still up from your night shift, or you only just got back? So what's that? Midnight till 8, or do you do 10 till 6? I used to do a 10 till 6. I used to have this job when I was about 19, and it had the rotating, so it was 6-2 one week, 2-10 the next week, and 10-6 the week after that. Your body could never get used to it. I was seeing people age, like in 6 months, someone will age 10 years based on those rotating shifts. And let me tell you one thing, you know that 2-10 shift? That's the shift where you get cheated on. I've seen it happen a bunch of times. That 2-10, you don't get to see your missus. She's sitting in the yard. She's replying to DM. She's doing a thing. You got a next man in your house. Seen it a million times. 2-10 a night shift, deadly. 12-hour shift. 8 PM. Security's not that bad. I've done security as well. Just don't fall asleep. Right, 24 more bent over rows. Let's get this done. $15. Five more. Those last 10 burn. Jesus. Got a video coming out today or tomorrow A lot of you don't know that I was a professor inside the real world for a few weeks, and I'm going to let you know what happened. It's quite interesting, and it gives you a little bit of insight on how this shit works. It's either today or tomorrow. I've got one video of why I left the real world, and another one while I stopped being a professor. Whichever one gets edited first comes out first. Whew! 50 press ups done, 50 bent over rows done. Jesus. What topics do you want me to speak on? I need you guys' help. What will you watch? What's popping out there? Listen, I'm so detached. I don't know what's trending. I don't know what's viral. I don't know who's beefing with who, what's going on with this. I can't touch on anything. I'm just so out the way. I spend so much time on my phone and I'm still like, I don't follow the stuff I used to, you know. I'm just getting older, it's maturing a bit. These topics don't interest me. We're in like the debating era, innit? That's what's popping now, like debates. Let me tell you the truth about debates, right? Debates are pointless if both people are going in trying to win the debate. It's not a genuine debate. Neither of them are going to change their mind on anything. They've made their decision. So unless you're going in right, I view it this way. But if you can prove this, I'm open to changing my mind. No one goes into the debate like that, so it's not a debate. It's just an argument, and it's just division. You know, that's what I don't even want to know what your beliefs are or know what you're into. It's got face value in it. Political debates and all that. I'm not interested in what, you know. Remember in 2022 when my YouTube was popping off, I got asked to come on a couple of podcasts that are quite big now. They were small at the time, because obviously they were asking a small channel like me to come on. And there was like, it was just going to be a bunch of like women on there, you know, like you know what type of women I'm talking about. What do you want me to do, mate? You want me to try and convince this girl that her body count matters? It's not. I'm saying it is, she's saying it's not. So my job is to make her look stupid. Like, I'm not into that stuff, you know. Right, 50 shoulder presses, let's get this done. Ah. 25 done. Them weights are getting too light now. I need to up these weights. They're 20 kgs, I need to go up a bit higher. But with the kettlebells, when you need to start light to figure out how to maneuver them around. But you learn after a few days. Training a lot slower today because I'm talking too much. Anyone who's waiting to join the school community, you might want to go over there and check that link right now and see what it says. Just have a quick look. You know, I always reward the people that support me, you know. It's a part of my personality. I think I can bang out the other 25 quickly. Maybe not. That burnt. One at a time, here, put it down. Whew. This is a crazy time to stream, I know. Streaming while no one's online. Should be streaming at 9 PM, you know, but that's upload time. Can't upload a video and then go live as the video's out, you know. What's next? Swings. Still got 15 minutes left. I can get this done quite quickly. Might need to upgrade the workout. Whew. Okay, kettlebell swings. Get this done. Got some shit to do today. $15. It's halfway done. Whew. Chicken legs. You're right. I do train my legs every Thursday. My calves don't grow. I'm not John Jones. Whew. Here I am. I sent a voice note this morning. I gotta open the chat again, but I'm only opening the chat for people that are in the school community, because the whole point of transferring that Telegram to the school community as far as the early stages is because the Telegram is too much of a mess and there's too many people in there that don't offer nothing and that can't be trusted essentially, so that's why they get moved over. The ones that are serious moved over. So the ones that are serious get to talk in the Telegram. I'm number one, what the fuck is this? Thanks for watching. You youngsters. How come none of yous at work? Why you ain't working? Or even at college or whatever you do? You've got a can of Monster in your hand, haven't you? You got a can of sugar-free Monster in it. You haven't gone to bed yet. Hold on. Oh shit, I can. Right, 24 more swings. 24, 25. It's 50 done. It's got 50 crunches left. How'd you do this? My man's gone. I like this, that's funny. That's hilarious. Why do it? You know what's funny about like comments and like negative comments or trolling or whatever, and obviously that one not negative anyway, but I just hit him anyway. Like after a while, you just get so numb to it. If you didn't have thick skin, you won't even put yourself out there anyway. You know, there's not much someone can say to me to make me. I can't think of something that someone could say to make it bother me. You know, my face has been seen so much. You know, I've had every insult. I'm 22 minutes in. I'm gonna give myself a 2-minute break before I do these crunches, you know. I look quite big on this camera, innit? So shirt, see this vest? I made this myself, so I just cut the t-shirt. See how it looks perfect like that? When you cut the t-shirt, it just kind of just rolls up on its own and just looks like a straight line. That's a tip for you. But you need to be swole to pull it off. What am I doing nowadays? Live streams in the morning. Live streams in the morning. My main focus now, so obviously you're probably asking about work and stuff. Whatever I do, it's not online anyway, so it don't matter, right? My focus right now is to rebuild this channel because of the strike and the 80% slash on my impressions. So now I've got rid of the strike, and now over the next coming weeks or months, I've got to rebuild it back to where it was. My main focus now is my school community. So rebuilding my YouTube channel with the school community, which holds me accountable. And I've got big plans for that community. I want it to spread far, you know. Because I don't want it just to be my face. That's why I called it Reach Forever. I don't want it to be my face. I don't want it to be the LXN community. It's the Reach Forever community. And there's people in there that have got potential to be doing this type of stuff on a higher level than me, you know? So that's how I feel like a network should be. It shouldn't be someone creates the network and the rest of you like worship the guy that created the network. The one guy with the little bit of a following creates it, and then he lifts everyone up, and then equally people spread it across. Do Do you know what I mean? And then equally, people come up together, and equally, people make money together, and equally, people upgrade their life together, and it spreads far. And then before you know it, you don't know if the Rich Forever community is attached to me or not. It's just out there. That's what I want. You know, it's not War Room. That's Andrew Tate's thing. It would have been better if War Room was just War Room and Andrew Tate was in there. You know. So that's what I'm trying to build. And that's what I will build. Cause you know what I'm like. I don't stop until it's done. Yeah, I left copywriting a while ago. I got a video coming out today on why I left the real world. There's 2 videos I've got that are being edited today. Why I left the real world and why I stopped being a real world professor. A lot of you didn't know that I was a professor for a few weeks. And I stopped it. It'll give you some insight about how all this stuff works, you know. I got exposed to some things. But I ain't touched on everything, you know what I mean? I gotta save it. Let me quickly break down the copywriting thing, right? Yeah. Let me break this down. I didn't know what copywriting was. I joined Hustlers University. I didn't know what copywriting was. When you joined, there was a few thousand. I think there was 9,000 altogether. So consider there's 200,000 now. There's 9,000. Obviously, even less than 9,000 in the copywriting section. So when I joined, you answer a bunch of questions and then it advises a campus for you to go in. Based on my situation, I was working a regular job. I didn't have a bunch of time. This, that, and the other. I didn't have money to invest in anything. So yeah, go do the copywriting. Okay then. Within the copywriting, as I'm doing the lessons, one of the rules were, not the rules, but one thing advised was, don't reach out to clients until you finish the lessons. I ain't got time for that. So as soon as I figured out, I'm going to drop some game for you now. As soon as I figured out what the premise of it was, I started reaching out to clients prematurely when I weren't even ready. So while everyone's finishing these lessons, I'm already outreaching. Do you know what I mean? Aggressively, non-stop. Now, when I'd get the client, because it wasn't oversaturated like it is now. So a lot of the times when I'd reach out to them, that's the first time they'd heard a proposal like that. That's the first time someone's DM'd them offering them this. You know, if you let me write your website, I promise that the sales will go up to this, and that. You know, just telling them whatever. I know I'm not that good, but okay then. Usually I charge this amount. Usually I charge 1,000. But I'll take 500 up front, and if you're not happy with it, you keep the other 500. So I'm getting paid out cheap little bits, and the copywriting work that I do would fail. It wouldn't do nothing for them, but I've already been paid up front a small fee. So I'd stack up the small fees and just keep it moving. So I finished the work, it didn't do nothing for them, they weren't happy with it, or they just started doing it themselves, or whatever it is, and I'll just stack up the fees, bang, 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 bang. Oh, this guy's not willing to give the 500. I'll take 200. I'll take 100. Stack. And I was able to make money that way. I wasn't some master copywriter that's the best in the game, and everyone was. It weren't that. It was open. I got in there. I weren't the best at it, and I was aggressively doing outreach and trying to get a fee up front because I knew the stuff weren't going to work for them. You know, because I weren't that good. Everyone else waited until they got perfection, and then by the time they were outreaching, thousands of people had already contacted them. By the time it was summer 2022, it was done. You know, so I made the money and got out, and it is what it is. And then ChatGPT coming in, it just is what it is. That's the truth. Villa, I grew up Villa. You rate Brindley Place, right? I used to live up there. So that whole time I was living in the mailbox. Do I rate it for a night out? I haven't been up there for so long, but night outs in general are done. Nights out in general are done. I'm not gonna tell you where I'm going now, but it's not what it was. So I like a quiet little drink in a nice bar and that sort of stuff. Like nights out. You know, I went out this past Saturday for the first time in, you know, about 6 months. All day drinking and brunch these days, that's all it is. So it's like summertime, you get out there and you're back home before midnight, you know what I mean? Before you go out 9 PM and you're back 4 in the morning. It's just changed. It's changed. The younger generation control where it goes. So I think after 2020, that generation that were 18 then and 23 now, it's different, you know what I mean? And that's who the night outs are catered to. They're not drinkers like my generation. We were heavy drinkers, so we'd pre-drink. I'd share the litre bottle of vodka with my boy before we gone out. Do you know what I mean? So by the time I'm out, I've had half a litre of vodka. You know, I don't go to the Villa much now. I grew up a Villa fan, innit, as a kid, and to the point where if they would lose particular games, so in 2002, 2003, Blues came into the Premiership. So this was the first time they played each other since I was alive. And Blues come in and beat them twice in that season, and then the next season beat them again. And I used to get so upset because I was the big Villa fan at the school. And eventually, by the time I was like 14, you know, you start getting into girls, you start getting into different things, and I just weren't interested in football anymore. I've got family members that go there all the time. I've got family members that whole weekend's ruined if Villa lose, and that's just like, it's insanity to me. You know what I mean? You can enjoy it, the atmosphere, but I don't care if you win or lose, innit? You know what I mean? Who cares? You ever watch the Bronx Tale? They don't care. And I grew up with a friend. One of my best friends leaving school was a professional footballer. I won't say his name, but he played for West Brom. He didn't care. So this is the footballers. This is the truth about the footballers. They don't care. They don't care. So out of the team, out of the starting 11, maybe 2 players care. Do you know what I mean? And the ones that care get to that next level. Most of them don't care. They don't care if they win or lose. They don't care. So you shouldn't care either. Just go there, enjoy it. Go with your friends, the atmosphere, you're singing, you're chanting and all that, but don't care. There you go, Rangers till I die, born and bred. You know what I'm saying? You probably got that from your dad and it passes on. Just understand the players don't care. Exactly, good for a day out. I see, like, the lads on the train cracking the beers, that's like something to look forward to. There's a dark side to it as well though. You know, but that lifestyle, I've seen it. Oh, what type of guy gets cheated on the most? What type of guy got the most dysfunctional relationship at home? Is it a toss-up between the gamer guy who can't get off his games? Or is it the football guy that leaves every weekend and drinks and does whatever else? What happens? It's interesting topic. Me and my boys talk about it all the time because we see it. The passive guy. If you've seen that, that's why I don't speak on the topics. I don't really get into the relationship. I've seen it. I've seen enough. Gamer guy, yeah, the one that's at home. Gamer guys at home is just in a different room. Nightclub videos used to make me piss. What nightclub videos? Nightclub videos? I don't remember ever doing a nightclub video. Oh, there's me thinking videos in the nightclub when I used to talk about it. Yeah. I've seen it and I've seen it all. I've seen it all. That's why, you know, I'm ranting now, but you know these podcasts like Fresh and Fit and all that, I can tell they ain't seen nothing. The only things they've seen is when they manufactured their podcast and then had women come on, and that's their perception of what women are. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's right in the aspects. These ones that you come on, but they're not even the dangerous ones. They're not even the dangerous ones. They're not even the ones you should be worried about. You know. If only I could talk on some shit. I've still got 50 crunches to do, but I'm chatting now. Once you got me talking, I can't shut up. The worst place to meet women in a nightclub. Yeah, it's in a nightclub, you get women at their worst. You know what I mean? It's not the worst place to meet them, but it's you're meeting them at their worst. You know what I mean? They've got their worst attitude in that environment. They're the least humble in that environment. You know what I mean? So a girl that will be polite to you if you approach them in a different setting might be rude to you in the nightclub setting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're right. The alcohol, like, people worried about like what the fresh and fit, the Miami, but that's not even the dangerous ones. They show you who they are. You can see it. You can see it. What about the woman that's cooking your dinner every day? What about the woman that's friends with your mother? What about that's the scary thing. These ones on the podcast, these guys they're off the mark. You know what I mean? Female nature and all that. Yeah, they figured it out to a certain point, but they got no experience. That's why a lot of these podcast guys, they know they're speaking from books they've read and stuff like that, and female nature and all this stuff, but they're not speaking from experience. That's how they still end up with a girl like that anyway. So the fresh guy from the Fresh and Fit ended up with one of them type of girls anyway. How many DMs has come out about Myron chatting to his trying? They still, you know what it is, but you haven't got the experience to be able to maneuver, so you still fall for them anyway. Just is what it is. You still fall for them. Crazy. I see it all the time. People sticking babies in OF models and shit. It's just crazy. Alright, go do it. Yeah, I consider it. You know what I mean? But, you know. Hope I don't get copyrighted on this music, you know. Imagine that. Working to get rid of my strike and I just get striked again. Got me ranting today, boy. I'm wasting rants on live when I could be doing it on videos. You know. Sometimes I don't really know what to talk about until someone, you know, sparks a question. As far as going out, it was terrible, but I used to drink so much. Like, I would drink Friday and I drank Friday and Saturday every weekend for many years. Probably from 15 to 23. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that generation that it was crazy. Lost some people on the way, not physically lost them, they're still here, but a lot of them didn't survive those binges, you know what I mean? They strayed off down a path that, you know what I mean? Addicts and all that. Used to get hit on a lot of taxi drivers. Yeah. Yeah, the night out is the best and worst, ain't it? You know what I mean? It depends on the mentality you got while going out. If that's what you're going out for, numbers game, ain't it? Approach as many as possible. It's what it is. But it's got a weird energy, that nightlife, you know. It's not. When talking somewhat a bit deep, you hear about so many people that have. I ain't even gonna go there. People wake up on them Sunday mornings not the same way they were on a Saturday night, you know what I mean? And then people are confused. He was just out Saturday night. She was just out Saturday night. Why did she do that? Why did she do that? That's just so out of nowhere. No one wants to talk about it. I've seen it. Do you have any meaning what to do about this order in Europe? I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it, so like I wanna live in England, this is where I'm from, I wanna stay here. If they push it too far, I'll leave. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a big deal to me. If they make it not what I'm comfortable with, I'll just remove myself, you know? But no. If it don't make sense to me, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to be forced into do something. It has to make sense. And that don't make sense, so I'm not doing it. Whatever repercussion it is, I'll accept the repercussion, whatever. 9 times out of 10, they hint that there's going to be a repercussion and there's not one. You know, so everyone's worried about it now. You know, cross the bridge when it comes to it, you know what I mean? Take one day at a time. One day at a time. I got told that years ago. One day at a time. Don't worry about that stuff that's in the future. That's how your anxiety rises. Okay, you got something to do Sunday. Okay then, but today's Thursday, so let's just focus on Thursday. On Sunday, deal with whatever you gotta deal with on Sunday, but today you ain't gotta deal with it, so today's Thursday. So just focus on Thursday. Those things are gonna be implemented, what, in a year from now or a year or two? They're not being implemented right now, so just leave it. Don't worry about it. How many people made decisions 4, 5 years ago? You know what I'm talking about? Thinking that they had to make that decision because this is going to happen, and then this thing never happened and you made that decision because you jumped the gun. Just wait it out, see what happens. You know what I mean? Am I talking too much? Love from Germany. Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, maybe. That's what I'm saying. It's like, if it don't make sense and it's being implemented as a new thing, no one won't do it. But a lot of this stuff, it's been done already. Like, we already, do you know what I mean? It don't change nothing. So let's say I go and get one of those digital thingy majiggies. My life don't really change. Like, there's not. It's like, it's wrong. You don't need it. It's not necessary, right? If these things are implemented, and let's say you all just have it, your life's not going to be that different anyway. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people want this type of privacy and this and that, and you don't even need it. You personally, like, you're not nothing to. Do you know what I mean? Everyone deserves it and everyone should have it. But don't let these things stress you out. A lot of this stuff, decisions are made before we can even, you know what I mean? You're not that important to these people, so your opinion don't matter. They don't care who you vote for. They don't care what you want. They're implementing certain things, and we're not going to be here forever. But these rules are going to be. So it is what it is. Don't get sucked into all this stuff. It's crazy. People getting locked up for saying certain things online and all that type of stuff. I don't know the full details of it, but the way I see it is, I ain't even gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm talking too much. I'm talking too much. My channel is not in a healthy enough position to be talking about these topics. My point is, I say what I want. The things I want to say are not controversial. I say what I want to say. I feel like I've got the freedom to say what I want to say, me personally. What I want to say, I feel like I can say it. What do you want to say? What do you want to say? What do you want to be able to say? You know? Think about it. Ask yourself that. What do I want to say that I can't? Life ain't fair, you know what I mean? You should be able to say what you want, but what do you want to say? Breed or be outbred, but this is the thing. It's always been that. That's just because he's saying it. Now you're like, oh, it's always been that. No, the thing everyone's complaining about. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say certain words. You know, the people that are here that are not supposed to be here and all this, blah, 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 blah. We're not, us as British citizens, we're not living in a way that keeps us who we are and keeps our country how it is. Do you know what I mean? We shouldn't have to be forced into breeding more. We should all be married with multiple kids, and we're not. And we're not. You know what I mean? We should be married with multiple kids. We're not, because how the culture's evolved for us. You know what I mean? And it's weakened, and it's made us all weak. And when we're weak, we're not strong enough to combat people that live by rules strictly, because we don't live by rules strictly. There's people prioritizing marriage and kids, and we're not. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. Until okay as well. End of the day, this is the one thing the politicians are not gonna tell you. They will never ever get on camera and say, listen, you're gonna have to make more money. You're gonna have to make more money. If you don't want to live in this environment, you're gonna have to figure out how to make more money. They'll never say that because no one will ever accept that, but that's the truth of what it is. You know what I mean? You have to buy your freedom. You know? Oh, all of these have moved into my area? Okay, then move. I can't move because... You can't move because you ain't got the finances to move. I shouldn't have to move because it's not fair. It's not supposed to be fair. It just is what it is. You know? So the things they'll never tell you, they can't say because no one will accept it. 1% of people acknowledge that. That's why it's the 1%. They're not talking to the 1%. They want to spoon feed you, so you're 100% reliant on them. When they make decisions, you ain't got the power to combat it. I'm in the UK, bro, talk. What do you mean? I went to check my phone then. There's a phone case. I went to pick up my phone. That's how addicted I am to my phone. My phone's here. Crazy. Business good, but I'm not focused on that right now. I'm focused on rebuilding this channel and growing my school community. If you thought about that school community, you might want to click the link now. You might want to click that link in particular now, because I'm rewarding the people that are watching me on this live. So you might want to just have a quick little look. You might want to have a quick little look. My goal for the channel is to get it back to where it was, because I had a strike on YouTube. The link's in the description. I got a strike. YouTube slashed my impressions by 80%. And I got rid of the strike, and now they're telling me that it could take a few weeks up to a few months for it to get out of the recovery phase or whatever, because now my channel is kind of in a risky environment where they're not sure if they're allowed to, they're not sure if they should push it, because they're not sure if it should be trusted based on the strike that I had. So my goal is to build that back up. My goal with the school community is to make it the biggest community on school. How long does that take? It don't matter. I'll get it done. Because I want it to be not my community. I want it to be the community. So I want it to spread so far that people don't know that it's mine. That's why it's called the Rich Forever. It's not LXN Kong community. It's Rich Forever community. I want people in there to I want you to just know of this community, not that it's mine. You know what I mean? That's how I believe networks should work. It shouldn't be one person at the top. This is my community, blah, blah, blah. I know everyone's just looking up at this guy. No, I created it because I've got the little somewhat of a following. Now spread this shit. You know what I mean? Make everyone benefit, everyone come up together, everyone make money together. You do this, you do this, you do this. You know what I mean? Guidance provided by more than just me. That's why I've hired admins. I'm not a longevity coach, that's why I've hired a longevity coach. I'm not a boxing coach, that's why I've hired a boxing coach. I'm not a Forex trader, that's why I hired a Forex trader. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Staying alive or dying out. How far away are we from that? What fixes it? So, instead, right, so this is what you think is, this is the road we're going down. What fixes it? What do we do? So someone about school wanting mechanics. What is it, like? What's that mean? No. But what's the solution? Like, because I've got family members, even my old man, I've got family members that are like, they're really worried about the situation in England, right? But their particular life hasn't changed. They're just privy to the information that's coming through the phone and that's on the news. Have kids and how do we change? You get in there? Because I know what it is. I just don't say nothing because I know that the majority just don't want to hear it. Do you know what I mean? The majority don't want to hear you've got to do things. You've got to you can't hold others accountable. You got to hold your community accountable. We should be doing this. We should be doing that. If we done this and that, then these couldn't take over. It's just, but instead, they shouldn't be coming over here. They shouldn't be doing this. They shouldn't be doing that. And then we ain't doing nothing. Us getting sloppy over the years, us becoming weak over the years has allowed it to happen. You know what I mean? No one's got no kids. I ain't got no kids. I'm not married either. I've been in a relationship for years, but I'm not married and I'm not quick to have kids either. Because I grew up in a generation, I grew up not, you know what I mean? Everyone I grew up with, most people that I grew up with don't have a dad or they've got more than one. They don't have a dad or they've got more than one. Think about it. That's how my generation grew up. So they're not in a position to build a structure. Is what it is. There you go. Taking ownership. Clean your room, clean your house, then start judging the other houses on the street. It just is what it is. Because these people are relentless and they're strict with what they're not budging on anything. We budge. We budge because we like comfort. It's what it is. Showing how to fix something offline, or is that something else? What are we talking about? Sorry, that's my fault. I'm not paying attention because I'm ranting. Don't get me talking on this stuff. I avoid this stuff to preserve my energy because I know they want us talking about this and getting wound up, so I try and leave it. Bro, you need to have kids, you'll be a good role model. I know, it's just, I know. I'm not conditioned. There's stuff I want to do before I have them. You know what I mean? That's it. Yes, bro, I did see that. I didn't know it was you. I'm going to be online for a little bit, but I'm going to message you when I get off this, bro. Message me in the school and I'll get back to you once I get off the live, bro. Anyone else who wants to get in, click the link. Trust me. Bro, I didn't do my crunchies. I gotta do them. I ain't got abs. I've never had abs. I'd have to come down so much. I'd have to lose so much weight in order to get those abs. It won't even look right. Genetics are mental. Walk up. Alright, bro. You don't need to tell me what I need to do. I know what I need to do. Trust me. I need to go. I know what I need to do. Yeah, I just got that message, bro. It's just popped, so I'll get back to you. What would you pick? So I always had big arms without really trying. Would you rather the big arms or would you rather the abs? Like what? Sometimes you'll have one thing and then you say, oh, I wish I had abs like that, but he wish he had arms like you. And I wish I had chest like that, but he wish he had shoulders like you. That, when you get into the gym in the early years, I don't care now, because I'm too old to care. Like, there's so many other things on my mind other than trying to have a perfect physique. But growing up in that gym environment, it is a bit of a body dysmorphia type thing, trust me. Big arms all day, you know what I'm saying? So I started training at 15. When I hit someone with that, when I was 15 and I felt that, and I hit the ground, I was addicted. I was like, I was bigger than everybody. You know what I mean? 15, 2009. No one was going gym back then. Gym got popular. Gym got popular in the Instagram era, to be honest. 2014, post 2014. Growing up, I was the biggest amongst my group. Now, I'm in the middle somewhere, you know. It's a big arms all day. You got me talking now. I was talking about that topic. Should I go down that route? Should I go down that political route? It's a good genes. Genetics plays a big part, you know what I mean? I said this yesterday, right? Listen, if whoever your favorite fitness influencer is, you know, I don't even know who does it anymore. Let's just say The Rock, right? I said this yesterday. If you and The Rock had never been to the gym and you started off at the same weight, the same size, everything, and you started off and you done the same workout routine, the same meal plan, the same everything, by the end of it, years later, you're both gonna look like opposite. You're not gonna look the same. You know what I mean? You could do the same thing that this person's doing. I want chest like that. Watch your chest workout. You'll do the exact same chest workout. Your chest ain't gonna look like that. You know what I mean? It's gonna look. You're gonna peak. Your genetics can peak. Your genetics are not his genetics. His peak will look different to your peak. Is what it is. Once you realise that, you can kind of. Do you not do all that Andrew Tate? Not so interesting yet. How does? No, I'm not in the real world no more. It's crazy you asked that because a video is coming out today or tomorrow about why I left. But I haven't been doing it for so long, do you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. I do appreciate most of the subscribers came from that, 100%, you know. Most of the subscribers, most of the views came from that, so that's what people know me for, so that's fine, you know. But I don't like it too much. I don't like. I'm grateful for the growth of the channel due to it, but the association, it just becomes your whole identity, you know what I mean? You know what's interesting? The first video I ever done on The Real World Andrew Tate, the first sentence in that video, I said, right, I've joined Hustlers University or The Real World or whatever it's called. So now, have I joined because I'm a big fan of Andrew Tate and I think Andrew Tate's a good guy and I trust him and this and that? No. No, I don't think that, and that's not why I joined. I joined to make money. That's the first sentence. So I established straight away, but because my videos started going so viral, I become Tate's biggest fan. Everyone just, oh, I love Tate too, bro. I'm talking about, I like Tate. I felt like he was entertaining, but I was never into that space as much as people thought I was. You know what I mean? And I said it in my first video, but I just, you know, I did ride the wave. I rode the wave, 100%. Tate dad was a CIA. Tate dad was a CIA. I don't get into it, you know what I mean? I don't. Oh, my heart's broken. I'd never got into it. He's entertaining. I liked his podcast. I kind of dropped off when he started doing the podcast with the kids, Aiden Ross and all that. Then I kind of got out. I stopped watching, to be honest. And I touch on The Real World and Hustlers University and all that to bring the engagement on my channel again, because I knew that's what people wanted to see. So what I do, and if you ever start a YouTube channel, it's nice if you can latch onto something. So what I'd do, I'd give you one video a week on The Real World that would spike the views and spike the engagement. And on all the days in between, that's where I'd offer the value, in my opinion, the real value. And that's probably why you're still here now, because of those videos. Because anyone can just view the Hustlers University ones and then dip off. Most of the ones that viewed those videos are not interested in anything else. So I had to offer the value in between that. So I used that to keep the channel alive so I can put out the real value. And that's why you're watching me now, based on those. You know what I mean? Because if you just only cared about what I'm talking about with Hustlers University or Tate, you wouldn't be watching me. You know what I mean? Because I don't talk about it much anymore. Mate, I just went over the copywriting stuff. You missed it. I'll break it down again for the people that missed it. Whatever happened, I'll touch on that copywriting in a second. Whatever happened to that, listen, I've been on the grind for years. Whatever happened to that movie that I was supposed to be in? So I was in a movie, right? And this movie, I'd done a bunch of little short films that didn't get posted anywhere. They just got done because the directors were so talented, but they were perfectionists and they wouldn't release nothing. So I'm wasting my time doing this stuff. In 2021, we picked up again on this movie. I had a full script, actors, everything. I had a huge role in it and I was smashing it. I need to contact the director and get my clips from this movie and like create like a show reel. But at this point, 2021, I was throwing shit at the wall, trying to make it stick. So I'm gonna be an actor then, whatever, you know what I mean? And we were shooting over the summer, and at the end of the day, the directors wanted funds. They needed funding because they overwrote the script, and the script was so good that it required funds in order to do these certain scenes. Me, I was like, I'll take all this shit out. We need something finished. Finished is better than perfect. We need something finished. This thing was going to go on Amazon Prime and everything, and they wanted a particular amount of funds, and you know, they were cancelling on shooting days and everything like that, and then the main actor had a fallout with the director, and I suffered because of that, you know what I mean? And then I was in a position to fund it myself. I could have funded it myself, but I can't invest in people that are unreliable, do you know what I mean? So I spoke to the director about a year ago and said, you know, I'll do some short clips funded by myself, for me, for my channel, and just to have some fun. But you know, some people are talented, but they haven't got the drive or the work ethic or the vision. Talent won't get you there, and they were super talented. I need to get those clips. Thanks for reminding me about that. As far as the copywriting, I joined Hustlers University in 2022. There was only 9,000 people in there. I got advice to go in the copywriting section. So if there was 9,000 people in the whole thing, there was even less in the copywriting section. It was advised in the copywriting section. This is what I did. It was advised in the copywriting section. Don't do outreach until you finish the lessons. I ain't got time for that. So while everyone's finishing the lessons and trying to perfect their skills, I didn't perfect my skills. I started outreaching as soon as I understand what copywriting was. I didn't know what it was until I was in there. Now I know what it is. I started outreaching straight away. When I was outreaching to these people, this is probably the first time they've received a message like this. Do you know what I mean? A proposal like this. Now, they get hundreds a day probably. But at this point, it was a new thing. I would give the promises that, right, if I rewrite your website or rewrite whatever, your sales are going to go up by this amount, blah, blah, blah. And I'll take a small fee up front, right? Because in my mind, I didn't have the confidence to think I could help them. Do you know what I mean? I could try my best. I would try my best to try lock in a long-term client. But so I'd say, you know, it's usually 1,000. I'll take 500 up front. And if you're not satisfied with whatever, keep the 500. Oh, I can't do 500. Okay. What about 300? I'll give you 200 and I'll take the 200. And then try my best and then go out and it will fail. It either won't get him no sales or he'll just think, oh, actually, I can do this myself. And then I just won't hear from him again. But I'd just take in those initial 200, 300, 400, 500. And then there was no long-term clients. I was taking in the initial, you know, upfront payment just for trying. And that's how the money stacked up. I couldn't keep one. You know what I mean? And then the bigger Hustlers University got, by that time, I pocketed my money. I got all I could get. Then it popped off. Then it's oversaturated. Then there's a lot of people that are way better than copywriting than me. And then ChatGPT. And then it's just like, mate, it's done. And by that time, people are sending me outreach because my channel grew. So now I'm getting messages. And it's just like, it's done. And it's done. You know. So I was aggressively outreaching. I wasn't some master copywriter. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. You know. I was able to scrape 10K out that month. And then everyone's like, no, you got 10K from the affiliates. How? How did I get the 10K from the affiliates if I got affiliate money from the video that I'm talking about the 10K? Like, these people are just, yeah, people joined off that 10K video. But before that, no one really joined off it, off any videos I was making. You know what I mean? You joined after I made the money. Then I made more money after that. Yeah, fine, but you know what I mean? Use your brain. Of course, I consider roles. I consider roles, but it has to. I have to believe that something's going to be done. I don't need it to be perfect. I've got a YouTube channel. I can post it on my channel, but I need it to be done. I don't want my time being wasted. Bro, what are we talking about, Jonathan Mason, lads, you know, all that? What are we on about? What are we talking about? I've been on this live for so long, I need to get off. It's getting late. In my mind, it's still 8 AM because I'm in the dark still and the sunrise hasn't come up, but the sunrise has been up for a while. I'm getting off. So, listen, if you're interested in the school community, you might want to click that link now. You might want to click it now just to see what's on there. Just have a little click because it's not going to be like that for long. You know what I mean? I'm rewarding the people that are watching me live. So, it's in the description. Check it out. All right, peace. I'll be back in the morning and I'm uploading a video tonight. Listen, when I upload the video tonight, even if you don't watch it, like on it, comment on it, break through this algorithm. I gotta fix this strike stuff. So whatever you can do, I appreciate it. If you don't want to watch it, just click on it and then just leave it in the background, leave it running, whatever you can do. But I appreciate you watching me this morning. I'll be back on tomorrow morning. Peace.